Another world. That little girl is so handsome. Look at those eyes. Look at that face. Wow. That's pretty much it. I know you're trying to show off someone's talent, but if you don't know, I'd think you're trying to show off their beauty. Is it necessary to be so exaggerated? You idiot. You are a bad old man from the Department of Education. How can you understand the importance of life attributes to our plantation union? I think you are just jealous. Am I envious? Am I jealous? There's no telling whether this little girl will join your plantation union in the end. You're still pretending to be here with me, so don't waste water in a bamboo basket. Shut your crow mouth. Apart from our plantation union, which force can give that little girl better development? Are other organizations suitable? Okay, you're awesome. You're reasonable. I'm too lazy to argue with you. TCH, you have to be able to figure it out. There was a high platform set up in the empty square. Most of the people on the high platform were well-dressed and sitting upright. However, there were two people who were whispering and seemed to be discussing something. Although there were people around who heard it, they could only smile helplessly. What they didn't know was that the focus of the discussion between the two big figures was standing there with a blank look on their faces. The girl's name is K-Pop Mion. Her blue and white school uniform is slightly shabby, and she has fluffy yellow hair. She looks particularly ordinary among the crowd. She is 1.68 meters tall, petite and cute. She is 18 years old and has a bit of childishness on her face. She opened her eyes, looking a little dazed and dull. She rubbed her temples with her hands, as if she felt that her surroundings were too noisy. I was sleeping well before, but why did I suddenly end up in an inexplicable ghost place? K-Pop Mion's brows immediately frowned. She felt something weird around her and couldn't believe the reality in front of her. She gently squeezed her waist with her hands. It hurts a little. Not dreaming. Even though she didn't want to believe it, she had to accept the reality that she had traveled through time. Other than that, there seems to be no other reason to explain it. She can actually understand things like time travel. I was originally a little cook working hard in the city. One day, on a whim, I went to the antique market and bought back an amber necklace. Later, she discovered the secret of the necklace. There is actually a space inside. So, she resolutely chose to resign and planned to go home to retire and farm. Who knew that when she woke up, she would end up in such a ghost place? By the way, where is my space? K-Pop Mion quickly touched her wrist. No. She touched her neck, her pockets, and all the places on her body that could hold things. None. K-Pop Mion staggered, almost collapsing to the ground as if struck by lightning, and his face turned pale. I think she was a little cook who worked hard for several years, finally earned enough savings, and even got a golden finger, but in the blink of an eye, she turned into a useless girl again. Is God trying to punish her? Do you really not want her to feel better? Everyone else had a golden finger after traveling through time. Why was it that when she traveled through time, the golden finger was gone? Why is that? Classmate, if you feel uncomfortable, I can find someone to take you aside to rest. Your test results have ended. If you continue to stand here, it may affect other people's tests. A voice suddenly came to his ears, causing K-Pop Mion to react. No matter how desperate you are, life still has to go on. In her previous life, she was able to live tenaciously as an orphan. Could it be that her current life could be any worse than her previous life? After gaining some energy, I looked around. She found that she seemed to be in a square, surrounded by people, and there was a strange platform in front of her, with a crystal ball floating on it. Is this magic? Next to the crystal ball, guarded was a tall and majestic black-haired, handsome man with indifferent eyes and a heroic spirit. It's a pity that she is not in the mood to watch it now. Feel sorry. Realizing that he had affected the work of others, K-Pop Mion immediately apologized. So, What is going on? Why are there so many people around me? As K-Pop Mion walked, he thought about the other party's previous questions. Did you just mention testing? Is it a physical test? Is this the college entrance examination? I don't know if it's too late to study hard now. While rushing out, memories belonging to the original owner quietly emerged. Luckily, it's not an exam. K-Pop Mion patted his small chest and breathed a sigh of relief. With her current IQ, apart from being able to solve some elementary school questions, the rest has been returned to the teacher. It really scared her just now. This is the only good thing today. No, it seems that I am happy too early. K-Pop Mion suddenly realized. In her memory, the world has undergone earth-shaking changes. The simplest point is that cultivation is possible in this world. The test just now is to test whether a person has cultivation talent. The crystal ball just emitted a green light. It must have been successful, right? K-Pop Cotton is not clear. How could she continue to live without awakening? Compared to the peaceful world in her previous life, the world she is in now may be closer to the end of the world. In her memory, she knew that the planet under her feet was called Desolate Star, but she didn't know when the entire planet had undergone tremendous changes, emitting radiation all the time. Nowadays, normal people live in cities surrounded by transparent protective shields. Once they leave the protective shield, they will be exposed to external radiation, causing skin ulcers and life damage, causing a series of serious consequences. For many people, they may not be able to leave their base for the rest of their lives, which has to be said to be sad. I don't know if I can get a spiritual beast, K-Pop Mion muttered. In this world, cultivation requires not only awakening the seeds of vitality, but also contracting with spiritual beasts of corresponding attributes. This is something unique to this world. Her sister has a gorgeous firebird. K-Pop Mion's heart felt warm when she thought of her sister. The warmth of her family was something she had never experienced in her previous life. If possible, she hopes that her good sister can live a good life instead of just working hard. Whether it's for herself or her sister, K-Pop Mion plans to work hard. Spirit Beast? Let's figure it out then. The boat will go straight to the bridge. She has no fear. This classmate, our deacon, would like to meet with you. I wonder if you have time? While K-Pop Mion was imagining how he would develop in the future, a voice suddenly came from behind his ears. Chapter 2: The Secret of Space. A big man, wearing a green robe with a white lotus embroidered on it, a bit unconventional and a bit extraordinary. Planters Union. A name suddenly popped out. One of the most important departments of a base. A department with a core number of less than 100 people supports the entire base. Its importance is self-evident. Because of their numbers, they are exceptionally united, and they are the most protective of all the forces, bar none. For growers, K-Pop Cotton has a good sense of the whole person. But they don't seem to have crossed paths before. Sir, I wonder if you are here for the Plantation Union. What do you want from me? K-Pop Mion asked tentatively. Except for the Planters Union, there shouldn't be any other forces wearing white lotus on their clothes. As for the deacon I just mentioned, he is the three-colored deacon of our Plantation Union, the Ziju deacon. As for his purpose of finding you, this is not something that a little person like me can know. It's a blessing, not a curse, but it's a curse that cannot be avoided. K-Pop Cotton followed directly. Still wearing a green robe, still a lotus, but the three-color lotus is much more beautiful than the white lotus before. The handsome guy with a beautiful face in front of me should be the three-color deacon mentioned by the guy before. Sir, I don't know why you came to me for something. K-Pop Mion was extremely respectful, cupping her hands and saluting the other party. You don't have to be so reserved when you talk to me. I came here with one purpose, which is to recruit you into the Planters Union. Ziju didn't talk nonsense at all. Let's get straight to the point. From the moment the test results came out, he had identified the opponent. Must win. So, am I a wood attribute? K-pop Cotton has some speculation. No, it is more magical than the wood attribute. It is the life attribute that the plantation union needs most. If it was really a wood attribute, why would he need to put in so much effort? Zijou did not hide his desire at all. The other party will know sooner or later anyway, and there is no point in hiding it. The attribute of life is extraordinary. I just want to emphasize one point. The president of our planting union has the attribute of life. Hiss. Zijou's words obviously frightened K-pop Mion. Who is the president of the plantation union? One of the base overlords. An existence she couldn't imagine. She doesn't think that she can become as big a figure as the president of the plantation union, but as long as she can reach half, 1/10, or even 1% of the other party, then she will be satisfied. If you choose to join our plantation union, you will get a house directly in the city. The planters union will also provide you with the most suitable seeds so that you can cultivate life elves. Seeing that the other party had not yet made a decision, Zijou continued to seduce. K-pop Mion also thought about it. If what the other person says is true, there's no harm in saying yes. The house doesn't matter. What matters is the seed. Cultivation of life elves. Senior has given me such great benefits. How can I not agree? After thinking for a while, K-pop Mion agreed directly. Her senses were good, and it really suited her, and the other party was sincere, so how could she not agree? From then on, there was a big boss standing behind her. Then, let's go to the plantation union now. A second later, Zijou is afraid that he'll be snatched away by others. Sitting on a luxurious aircraft, suspended in midair, K-pop Mion finally realized that she had really traveled through time. The transparent protective cover above isolates the scorching sunlight and the light gray toxic gas from the outside. The city made of heavy metal below is almost entirely filled with skyscrapers as high as 100 stories. Only the lack of greenery. K-pop Mion feels a little depressed. K-pop Mion had no intention of paying attention to what was going on outside. I don't know if it was because the car was going too fast or because K-pop Mion was in such a mood today, but before she knew it, she fell asleep directly. But what she didn't know was that as she lay down, a mark in her hand suddenly glowed brightly. Where is this? Is this my space? K-pop Mion, who was sleeping, suddenly found that huge changes had taken place around her, and she seemed to have entered her own space. But isn't her space gone? Is the space in front of her really still her original space? The most obvious thing is that there is an ancient tree that reaches the sky. The winding branches of the ancient tree stretch into the sky, and the branches below are twisted and intertwined. The dense leaves cover the sky and the sun, and it also carries a sacred aura. This ancient tree directly occupies half of the space. K-pop Mion was sure that there was absolutely no such ancient tree in his previous space. What happened? K-pop Mion's soul approached the giant tree, and then she saw a dense ball of light flashing with emerald green light suddenly appear in front of the giant tree. Before she understood what was going on, she saw the green light flying towards her. She was just about to run away. As a result, the light group merged directly into her soul. In an instant, the whole world has changed. Countless information exploded in K-pop Mion's mind. Chaotic void. The twinkling seeds. Towering trees. What did K-pop Mion see? In the endless void, a seed suddenly appeared, using the void as energy, then broke through the ground, and then continued to grow. Every leaf of a giant tree seems to be a world. This giant tree is also called the World Tree. The World Tree is constantly growing, and in the endless reincarnation, it also sprays out several seeds, one of which crosses the endless chaos and finally falls into a blue planet. Over time, it slowly evolved into amber and finally fell into the hands of Kapok Cotton. In the previous era of Juling, the seeds could not perform any magical functions. This was also the reason why no giant tree was found in Kapok Cotton in the previous life. Is this the origin of my own space? Kapok Mion was a little stunned and a little bit unbelievable. My own space is actually derived from the seeds of the World Tree. There is still a lot of information in my mind, but it seems to have been sealed at the moment, waiting for further unsealing. After learning about the giant tree, Kapok Mion looked at the rest of the territory. Compared with the previous life, the land that was originally only a few acres now has hundreds of acres. In the middle of the giant tree and the land, a small pool appeared. There was a spring in the pool, and spring water flowed out of the spring. Could this be the legendary spiritual spring? This idea suddenly popped into Kapok Mion's mind. By the way, where are the seeds I bought before? Kapok Mion suddenly remembered something. After gaining space in her previous life, Kapok Mion found that space was somewhat repulsive to various instruments, and only things related to plants could be put in. As a result, she bought a lot of seeds just to prepare for her future farming. Shouldn't it be gone? Chapter 3 Planters Union. When she saw scattered trinkets on 1 acre of land, she felt relieved. Just be here. In the past, seeds were indeed not a precious thing. This world is different. Very good. There is land and spiritual springs. The future retirement life seems to be just around the corner. Feeling a little uncomfortable, Kapok Mion woke up. As soon as he opened his eyes, he saw the person opposite him staring at him. Sir, what just happened? Kapok was really uncomfortable being stared at. I just saw that your face looked a little painful. Are you okay? Do you need me to take you for a checkup? Elder Ziju was very worried. The genius I finally found must not have any accidents. Don't worry, sir, I'm fine. Kapok Mion shook his head. It may be that when I was receiving memories before, my face changed a little. From now on, we will be members of a union, and you don't need to call me sir. From now on, if I call you Mian Mian, how about you just call me Brother Zhu? Seeing Kapok Mion shouting so politely, Ziju was immediately dissatisfied.